I'm Glenn Tubman, former film critic for the Toledo Daily Ledger. Today I'm reviewing Nosferatu, the latest film in Marvel's highly acclaimed Blade franchise, a film that I assumed would give fans the long-awaited return of Wesley Snipes as the legendary vampire hunter Blade. What I got instead was a film so devoid of the grit, style, and charisma that has defined the Blade franchise, I briefly wondered if I had accidentally walked into an art house screening of some other vampire-related film. Honestly, how can one make a Blade movie without Wesley Snipes? Not only does this sequel to Blade fail to include Snipes, but it also completely ignores the rich lore that Blade brought to vampire cinema. Instead, we are subjected to a 2-hour-long exploration of an angst-ridden vampire creeping in the shadows. I came for martial arts and katana fights, not existential monologues that feel like they were cribbed from a sophomore philosophy major's term paper. The film, directed by Robert Eggers, leans heavily into his signature atmospheric style, which, while impressive in films like The Lighthouse and The Witch, feels woefully out of place in a Blade movie. The director's focus on dimly lit Gothic landscapes and prolonged cryptic dialogue creates an air of mystery that might work for a slow-burn horror piece, but here, it sucks the energy out of a franchise that thrives on adrenaline and spectacle. One might argue that the deliberate pacing and moody cinematography are an attempt to elevate this vampire film to new artistic heights. But to that, I would counter, this is Marvel. I expected Blade to cut vampires in half, all while techno music blares in the background. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that Eggers and his particular style revels in historical accuracy and unsettling imagery. But is this what the Blade franchise needed? No. Blade needed Snipes, cutting through legions of vampires in a leather trench coat while delivering one-liners so sharp they could double as a sword. Instead, what we got was Nicholas Hoult and Lily Rose Depp brooding their way through a script that feels like it was co-written by a first-year MFA student who just discovered nihilism. Let me be clear, this is not a Blade movie. This is a gothic, supernatural horror film, and Marvel's attempts to repackage it as part of the Blade franchise is like serving tofu at a steakhouse and calling it ribeye. I didn't sign up for 2 hours of pale white people complaining about being murdered. I signed up to watch Blade kick vampire ass, while making me wonder, how is he still this cool at 60? The only saving grace of this film, and I'm being generous, was its cinematography. Eggers knows how to make a frame look like a Renaissance painting. But when you're 3/4 into the movie, and you realize the closest thing you're getting to an action scene is a slow-motion shot of a vampire biting someone's neck while a single tear rolls down their cheek, it's hard to care. In the end, Nosferatu is a film that might appeal to fans of art house horror and Eggers' particular brand of period drama, but for those of us who grew up on the Blade franchise, this was a betrayal. Marvel, do better. And for the love of all that is holy, bring back Wesley Snipes. Anyway, I'm Glenn Tubman, and I'll see you at the cinema.